Hello, everyone. Recently, we've reviewed the top 10 best horror movies of all time. Now we're going to be looking at the opposite, the top 10 worst horror movies of all time, in my opinion, that I have seen. Um, this is going to be like the worst stories, worst CGI, worst acting, etc. Coming up at number 10, we have Jurassic Prey, released in 2015. This one is very bad. It was like alrightish, but it was like kind of like alright. It's just because it was like so bad, it was kind of funny. It really had no. The effects were like really lame, and every kill was like the the it was really low budget, and it's like a parody of Jurassic Park, and didn't really make much sense. And all the blood looked really fake and looked like bright red syrup, and it didn't even look real at all. And the CGI was just absolutely terrible. And when people die, you can like see at one point a guy gets like his arm bitten off by a by a T Rex, and then you see a severed arm, but you can literally tell it's just a black glove on a wooden stick. This is how bad this movie is. And then like this other guy gets decapitated by the T Rex, but his severed head looks so fake. It looks like something I I could honestly make a movie like this if I wanted to, because it's so easy to make. Because that head literally looked like a head you could like a severed head you could get at a Halloween shop. Like it didn't even look like a real severed head. It literally looks like something I could buy at Dollar Tree for like $1. Like like it looked like a Halloween decoration. It didn't even look real at all. This is how bad this movie is, man. Like it was just okay because it was so bad it's funny. Like it was kind of passable because it's so bad it's funny. But I mean, overall the movie is very bad. Coming up at number 9, we have Saw 3D. This is definitely the dullest in the Saw series. It doesn't really have a story. It doesn't really make much sense. And all the kills like look really fake because of the blood is pink and it doesn't look real at all. And all the special effects are lame, making the gore way less tolerable, or way more tolerable. Sorry. But all the blood is like literally pink and like it doesn't even look real at all. It looks absolutely fake. So that was very disappointing. Coming up at number 8, we have The Sand, released in 2015. Oh, and Saw 3D. I don't know if it said this already, but it was released in 2010. Um, The Sand 2015. Yeah, this one is also very bad. It doesn't really have a story. It's just like the whole movie is just about teenagers being eaten by sand, and they can't touch the sand or else they get sucked in. But the acting is absolutely trash in this one. It's like probably the worst acting. Although there are a few breaks of comedy, like the Beach Patrol Alex guy. The Beach Patrol was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, and probably the best scene in the whole movie. In this piece of trash, because it has a horrible story, and Beach Patrol Alex is kind of funny, and yeah, so he was really only the real humor in this movie. I mean, sure there were some funny parts, but only because it was so bad. And the CGI is absolute trash in here. Like when a guy gets like gutted by the sand, like you can tell how fake it looks, and pretty much all the kills look absolutely terrible CGI. Like something like it's probably something I could even make CGI. I could probably even make because it didn't look real at all. Like a guy gets his arm sucked off by the sand, but it looks so dumb. Like all that blood looks super fake. None of the deaths look real at all. Coming at number 7, we have Thanksgiving. This is about a killer turkey. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of dumb. It's also really dumb. It doesn't really make much sense. Uh, the special effects are very bad too, and the story is horrible, as is the acting. Coming up on number 6, we have Leprechaun, released in 1993. This one is pretty bad also. Okay, pretty bad. I'm gonna say very bad. This one's very bad. Follows a killer leprechaun, and that kills people. It didn't have a good story. It had a terrible story. The special effects were kind of lame, but not as lame as other movies on this list, but still pretty lame. When coming up number 5, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This is probably the worst movie of 2023 I've seen. The worst recent movie I've seen probably. Follows Winnie the Pooh, who gets vengeance on Christopher Robin for abandoning him, and Eeyore and Piglet for going to medical school, and then they ate Eeyore. I guess it was really dumb. It was poorly made, and it didn't have a story. Really, it was just like a bear killing people. I guess that was pretty much it, and a pig. And it was probably one of the dumbest horror movies I've ever seen. And the special effects were also pretty lame in this one, but the story was absolutely trash. Coming up at number 4, we have Zombies, released in 2016. This one is very, very bad. This is probably one of the least good movies on this list. That's why it's high on the list at number 4. Because obviously number 1 is the worst one on this list. But Zombies is very bad too. It doesn't make any sense. It's like the acting is absolute trash. I mean, it's like almost cringeworthy. The dialogue is really weird and like doesn't make much sense. The CGI is the worst part. The CGI looks like something I could make. It looks so fake. All the zombie animals look so fake, and it looks really dumb. And the story is horrible. Coming up at number 3, we have the Human Centipede 3 Final Sequence 2015. Coming up at number 3, we have the Human Centipede 3 Final Sequence, released in 2015. This has got to be one of the worst, absolutely most terrible movies I've ever seen in my whole life. Not just horror movies, but like movies overall. It has a horrible story. The special effects are absolutely horrible, pretty much. I mean, some of it looked okay, but like most of it was just complete trash, and it didn't make any sense really. It was just super dumb and just a really horrible movie. And obviously, even though it's a horror comedy, it was still very intense and disturbing for casual horror movie viewers. Because the premise, sewing people together. Yeah, it's pretty gross, and this one is pretty graphic for a horror comedy, I'd say. And it was really bad. It was really bad. Coming up at number 2, we have the Green Inferno, released in 2013. This has got to be the second most horrible horror movie I've ever seen. It has a horrible story. It's racist. It's stereotypical. It doesn't make much sense, and it's just absolutely trash. This is it. The story is the worst part. I mean, the special effects aren't bad. They look pretty realistic, I'd say, or I mean, at least passable. But like the story is just like really bad. It's like a horrible movie because of the story mostly. Coming up at first, we have an honorable mention. Our honorable mention is See No Evil, 2006. It's probably the least bad one on this list. Follows the story of a group of people who are like sent to and like these teenagers on the community service have to like clean up at this like old house, but then there's like a serial killer. It was pretty dumb, but not nearly as dumb as all the other movies on this list. It didn't make much sense, but it was like okay. I should give it maybe like a 2.5. It wasn't great out of 5. And coming up number 1, drum roll please. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010, the remake. This has got to be the worst horror film I've ever seen, for sure. This is number 1 on the list, even worse than movies like Human Centipede 3 and Zombies. I don't care that people say, "Oh, how is this worse than Zombies and Human Centipede 3?" Like those are awful. Yeah, I just really hate this film. It was just like really boring. It didn't make any sense. It had a horrible story. It was just very, very poorly done, and it was just probably the worst horror film I've ever seen of all time. Yes, even worse than Human Centipede 3, Zombies, Thanksgiving, Winnie the Pooh and Honey, Leprechaun, Saw 3, even Jurassic Park in the Sand, others. The list goes on, but this is the single worst horror movie I've ever seen. Yeah, it's just absolute trash. Nothing redeemable, no redeemable qualities. I almost put Bunks on this list, but Bunks was kind of funny. It was like a horror comedy, and about zombies, and it was kind of funny, but it just didn't make this list because it just compared to all these other way worse movies, it just didn't make the cut. Like it was still passable. It was okay, but definitely all these movies are definitely worse. So I'll see you guys next time for the next video. Bye.